talking about some of my favorite double duty beauty hacks. And what I mean by that is products that are labeled to be used one way but can be used in multiple ways. So for instance, if something is labeled contour, maybe it can be used for something else in your beauty routine. So let's get right into it. Product number 1 is going to be this Wet n Wild contour palette. And I've talked to you about this before and it works amazing as a contour palette, but what you may not have realized is that it's also an incredible eyeshadow palette. So I like to use this contour shade as a transition shade in my crease when I'm doing my eyeshadow, and it's fantastic because it's matte and it's that perfect warm brown color. So maybe you haven't realized this before, but you can actually use both this and the banana color. This banana color works really good in your inner corner if you're going for like kind of an all matte look. So also, let's say you're going away on a weekend and you don't really want to pack that much makeup, you could bring this along and you've got your eyeshadow and your contour in one. Number 2 is actually a part of number 1. It's kind of the opposite of it. So you can actually use some eyeshadows as a contour if you get the right shade. This is the Rimmel Magnifies, I really like that name, and this is in the shade All About the Base. It's a really good cool toned brown color, and this works really good as a contour. It was only like $5 or something like that at Walmart, and I picked it up because I thought that looks really similar to a contour shade that I have. And lo and behold, when I tried it out, it actually works amazing. Number 3 is something maybe you've tried out before. This is actually the Maybelline Fit Me foundation sticks, and I use these as an eyeshadow primer. So what I do is I just twist it up, put a little bit on my finger, and dab it on my eyelid, and it kind of works in the same way that MAC Painterly Pop might work, or any other eyeshadow primer. It's going to get rid of any veins you might have on your eyes and just create like a blank canvas. But what it also does is create a tacky foundation base so that you can put your eyeshadow on. It's going to stick and be more pigmented and just last a lot longer in the long run. So I actually use the shade Porcelain, and I use the shade Coconut. Coconut is quite a bit darker. You can see there. I use it if I'm going to be doing a dark eye, or I'll just use it on the darker portions. So for instance today, because I was doing like a matte brown look, I went over and I put this on first, and then I put my lighter color in Porcelain on the inner corner. So yeah, test these out, give them a try, and I'm sure you'll love them. Number 4 is one that's a little bit outside the box, so bear with me on this. But if you're kind of daring in your makeup, maybe you'd want to give this one a try, and that is using a lip liner as your eyeliner. And maybe you've seen some of those beauty trends recently where someone's got a really bright pink wing eyeliner and you think, oh, I'd love to try that, but you don't want to go out and spend a bunch of money on a bright pink eyeliner. This is a good way to kind of just test it out and see if that's something you might want to try if you already have a pink lip liner in your collection. So this lip liner is in the shade Fuchsia, and it's by Annabelle, and it's very bright and very pigmented, and I definitely recommend this one to give a go. Number 5 that I'm going to talk to you about is one that's just recently been introduced into the beauty community, and I kind of turned my nose up at it when I first heard about it, but it actually works really well. And what I'm talking about is using a lipstick as a blush. I wouldn't recommend using something that is super matte like the Wet n Wild Megalast lipsticks, just because they kind of are almost smudge proof, and you don't want something that's going to be smudge proof. These Maybelline lipsticks are labeled matte, but they have like enough creaminess to them that when you put them on the skin, you'll be able to blend it out nicely. Number 6 is probably one that you've heard about before, and that is using an eyeshadow as a highlighter. This works really well. I used this a lot before I had any highlighters really in my collection. Highlighting just became like a really big thing, I feel like, last year when the whole strobing thing came out. So the one that I have here is the Essence Cosmetics Irresistible Vanilla Latte, and it's the highlight that I'm wearing today. You have to be careful with some shades that you use as eyeshadow for a highlighter. Some of them can come off just too pigmented or too glittery, but this one I find actually works really well if you kind of mix the two shades that are there together. Like I said, this is what I'm using today, and I really, really like it. Number 7 is the opposite of number 6. So that is using a highlighter as an eyeshadow. So again, this is kind of like a double duty makeup product in the way that you put your highlighter on, and if you're just going for a really natural look, you can just take a little bit of it with your finger even and just kind of put it all across your eye, and you've got a beautiful glimmering eyeshadow look. And this works really, really well, especially with the e.l.f. Pinktastic highlighter. It's actually considered a blush, but almost everyone uses it for a highlighter, I think. And I've done this a couple times on a day where I just want a really, really light makeup look. You just kind of put your highlight on and then just take a little bit of this and put it all over your lid or even just on the inner corners, and it makes for a beautiful makeup look. Number 8 is my final one, and it's probably not in your beauty collection, but it might be in your dad's or your brother's or your boyfriend's or your husband's. Now, I'm talking about the Nivea Men's Aftershave Balm. You've probably heard about it all across Instagram and YouTube and all kinds of different places as using this for a makeup primer. And I've been using this for a couple of months now, and it really does work. It kind of has a little bit of a manly smell to it, but that goes away after a couple of seconds, and it really does work well as a primer. So those are my double duty beauty hacks. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye!